Hello everyone, VanguardOfValor here, and welcome back to another episode of Dwarf Fortress. Now we're here again to continue the adventures of our fabulous fortress as we attempt to survive the various problems that will beset us. So far we've been doing fairly well. We've got our defenses going pretty decently. Our wall here, perimeter wall, is going up okay. We have some more beds in our barracks, so people should actually start using them now, which is good. We have a variety of stored supplies here in case we do go under siege, hopefully enough to last us for a while. Our hospital is working pretty well. We have a decent workshop area. We can go deeper still and find our fantabulous dining room, which of course could always do with being expanded, but it is pretty enormous at the moment, so that's fine. We can go even deeper still and see our bedrooms, which still need some beds. We used all our beds in the previous episode to fill out our barracks. We actually need more in our bedrooms, so we should probably get that building again soon. And then below that, there's nothing but the many, many mines. The mines in the deep. So, what are we going to find next? Well, I think next up, the first thing we'll start off for today is we are going to build ourselves more beds. Otherwise, we're never going to be able to use those bedrooms. So, make some beds on repeat. Thank you very much. Here we go. Use up some more of our wood that way. Resume actions. That way we should be able to have somewhere for these all new dwarves to sleep, which would be good. We have somebody being interrupted by a mantis man. Are they fighting? No, those guys are all just sparring. It looks like we're fine. The mantis man is just around. Although a mantis man must be a pretty terrifying enemy. If we zoom to the location, can we see the mantis man around here? I don't see one, but they might be down in the lair now, or somewhere up. Hard to say. I'm sure a mantis man would be terrifying. Terrifying thing to actually have to come across, though, at any point. Because mantises are pretty weird looking on their own, and when you make them man-sized, well, I just imagine that would make it extra horrifying. So we'll let that continue a little bit here as we work a little bit forward. Our marksmen are doing a pretty good job in here. I'm not sure what all these lumps are. They've been here for a while, but I don't know what they mean. It's kind of strange. It might be the residue of all of the broken bolts, because it seems to change directions when we fire a bolt through there. I don't know why there'd be so many on this side, though. Strange. Either way, it's definitely a strange. Look at that. They change directions when he shoots through them. Oh, they stopped now, but look. Yeah, there's weird stuff going on there. I don't know what that's all about. Alright, people are dealing with equipment mismatches because we recently gave them an entire set of iron gear that we have to wear, despite the fact we don't actually have an entire set of iron gear. In our Metalsmith's Forge now, we can set in a new set of armor. We're going to go into armor again, into iron again, into mail shirts again, and set up another 10 of those, because we only have 10 so far. We do have 19 military dwarves, so having an extra full set will be good in the long run. We're, of course, out of plump helmet spawn, as per always. Oh, you guys, you're complaining about plump helmet spawn. We should have all our shields now as well, since we started making beds with nothing else in the menu. So that'll be good. We can set our military dwarves to use shields momentarily, so that'll be useful. We can also delve deeper, and we should probably start doing some mining, because that would be very productive for us. If we check our food supplies here, we've got a pretty solid supply here. Lots of plants, a decent amount of meat and fish, and lots of other. I believe we are still actually making luscious meals here. If we double check, lavish meals are still being made. Good. That's what we want to see. There's 2 babies sitting in here. What are you guys doing? Alright, back down to the bottom floor. We're going to all the way down into the very depths of our area, and we're going to start mining out this gabbro floor. See if we can't find any nice minerals in there or anything we can use. In order to do this, what we're going to do is we're going to set up the same kind of large plus, kind of large cross area we did earlier. Large area that doesn't quite go to the edge. Go down 2, there we go, make it 3 wide, and then once we've got that, we'll set up some sideways shafts, rather. I don't know what I'm trying to say. The words that are coming out of my mouth, I don't even know. But yeah, so we're going to try and make sure we check these areas, see if there's anything interesting in them. So in order to do that, we're going to run some shafts sideways. So we will run one through here. Just run a couple little sideways shafts so we can actually get a good view of what's in the area. We'll do one through here. See if we can't find anything good, because we don't know how deep we have to go, but I'd much rather explore an area we know we've dug deeper than go straight down into the very depths without checking the areas above us. If we can actually find the minerals we'd like on an area we know is safe, that would be ideal. This will take our guys a while, but they are getting to be pretty much legendary miners, so it shouldn't take them too long. The one thing we definitely want to be sure of is that we're not going right over the edge with these, because if we do, like I said previously, that lets entities use it as an entry on the map, and will make it a lot more dangerous for you to come and enter. So, as we finish clearing out this area to be mined, we'll have to check up on it, of course, and make sure that our dwarves are doing things well and see what we find in there. There's all kinds of potential in these for veins of minerals and things in here, so hopefully we'll find some interesting things as we get close to the bottom here. This is a fairly slow process, especially because these are only a single mine shaft long. It does mean that it will take only one dwarf who can do it at a time, but since it doesn't have 3 wide, it means that we don't have to worry about them trying to clear out the entire space. They just have to do one shaft to check. So that should give us a pretty decent idea of what's on this floor. Not exactly perfect, because anything that's only contained between those lines we won't get, but it's better than nothing. We can always come in and do vertical slices afterwards if we still need to do more, but there are other floors with gabbro on them as well that we still haven't really checked out. So that should be good. We'll check that floor out and see if we find anything good there, and come back upstairs. So, what else have we got that we need to do? We'll need to move our beds into the lower area now that they're actually getting produced, so that'll be important later on. We also want to make sure that we're still producing more iron. I'd love to create an anvil, so when we finish that set of mail gear, we'll see if we actually have what it takes to make an anvil. That would be a other object, I imagine? Iron, yes, iron anvil, fantastic. We'll tell them to make an iron anvil as well, oops, and that way we should be able to make a second forge, metalworking workshop. And that would be good. That would be very nice indeed. So it looks like our guys are gradually digging things up here, getting that moving, which is good. Things keep moving well here. We'll have a whole nice top floor here before too long, and that would be fantastic. Although, we want to make sure that they're still building our wall, which they are. Good, we're getting some of a curve on here. It's going to take them a long time to get it finished. We might as well, though, start building the bridge. So, we can start that with the building menu, not the designations menu. So, hitting B again, we're needing bridge, which is G again, and we're going to be making about the same kind of bridge we made last time. That's a pretty effective structure. So we'll stretch it out 3 and 5 long like the other one. I'm going to set that in there. We will make it out of, we can make chert blocks. What are other options here? Soap? No, I don't want to use soap to build my walls. Let's make this one out of quartzite as well, so it matches the one that was above it. All out of quartzite, and there we go. So we're going to link this up to a separate lever once it gets built, so we can start building that now. We go to traps, we come down there to lever with L, and set this one in the same room. So this way we'll be able to operate the two independently, which means we're not going to have to worry about accidentally letting people in. We're only trying to open one of those doors. Alright, now before we do that, I will be right back. Excellent. So with that in place, we'll be able to continue our actions here and let things build a little. That should be very productive for us as we let our fortress develop a little bit here. We'll be able to move on from there once that's done. We of course need to wait for our lever to be built, for our bridge to be built. The bridge isn't obviously going to do us any good until we finish everything else, but we might as well get it underway before we get too far into anything else. So that will start happening fairly soon, and it looks like we're putting a bunch of people here working on our wall. That's good. No wonder it's getting built a little bit faster now. People are still complaining about the lack of plump helmet spawns, but that's no surprise. No surprise at all. Alright, lots of good stuff going on here. People are sleeping in their actual beds. People are training here in the marksman area. This is looking pretty good, actually. Pretty good. I am quite happy with how this is going. Now let's check up on our mining exploits down in the depths, because that is the area I'm most interested to see what's happening here. I'm just checking up on how our smoothing is going. It looks quite nice, doesn't it? A bit color mix up here, but like the nice smooth walls are cool. I like the look of that. So let's drop down below and check out what's going on in our gabbro mining layer. Looks like we're really just starting here. We're getting out the big cross section. Once we get through that, we'll probably start working up this way and then like dig out one side. It'll take a while for them to dig up that whole area because it is a large area, even though these are quite talented miners. The great thing about them being quite talented miners is that it means that they're highly likely to actually find resources when they dig out an area. So that'll be much more useful when we're trying to get valuable minerals or whatever out of a particular region. So that works out well for us. Okay, not found anything yet there, but we'll dig it and we'll see what we find. We're probably not going to find any fluxstone there. Fluxstone generally forms entire layers, so unless we dig down into a layer of fluxstone, the odds of us actually finding any is fairly slim. But I feel like giving it a check out first. Now it might be worthwhile digging up higher. I guess it doesn't go any higher than that. That's pretty much as high as we can reasonably go. So that's fine, because sometimes it could be potentially in a higher layer, although generally when it's all silt and dirt up here, the odds of us finding anything loam, I guess, at this layer, the odds of us finding anything higher up is pretty slim. But it was potential, so we could have looked at it, but it looks like it's not something that we'll be running into, which is fine. So, if we check what's going on over here, people fighting over here? We have axe dwarves, people are sparring. Are you guys actually using weapons? I hope not. Oh, they are using weapons against each other. Interesting. Iron battle axe. Huh. I hope nothing bad happens here, but this is one of the things. The reason we didn't want to start this before we had our hospital going is that if anything goes wrong in any of these training fights... A cat is fighting? What's the cat fighting? Oh. The cat got attacked by a kobold thief. When did that happen? I didn't get informed it was a thief. Huh. Weird. I don't know when that was. I guess the cat fought off the kobold for us. Got injured in the process, so I hope it survived, but it appears to have gotten off lightly there. Weird. Okay, well I wasn't expecting that. Okay, so we have two mechanisms here, different colors, so we can tell one is for the front, one's for the bottom. And we have our door, which will eventually get built here. Our wall is coming along quite nicely now, actually. That's good. What's going on here? What's going on? What's going on? Masterpieces being made, and animals are appearing. Lovely. How is our metal production going? So we need to get that armor definitely moving quick. More iron mail shirts are being made, which is good. Our iron anvil's on the way. We'll be able to turn that into a second metalsmith. What's that thing called anyway? Metalsmith's Forge. Yes, we'll be able to make a second Metalsmith's Forge soon. That'll really speed up our metal production. But we do need that second anvil first. We have a lot of mechanisms, which is good. Mechanisms, like I said, we'll probably be using to sell later on. Because we have so many of them, we can sell off the higher quality ones and use the lower quality ones for various things. I might stop making them, because we do have a ton in here, but I don't really see a point as of yet, so we'll leave it going for now. Need more plump helmet spawn. No surprise there. And I guess we'll start something else in a second, but first we're going to come down here and take a look. Now we've actually started digging up the lines, and that's good. That'll mean we can actually get some, hopefully some discoveries in here. But I'm not seeing too much so far. Alright, well, let's head back up to the top here. What we are going to be doing next is we're going to try and drop some more beds in these rooms. We should be able to build some beds now. We should have plenty after having had our carpenters working on it for a while. Oh wow, lots of beds. We should probably stop him producing more beds, otherwise we're going to have way more than we could ever use. Not that it's really a problem, it just is a little bit excessive. So there are some more beds for us. How many more do we have? Looks like a lot. A lot. Yeah, we have like, what, 25 beds there? Possibly 26? That's a bit much. But you know what? We can always use them later, I'm sure. So we have those set to be built. Let's head up to the top layer, get our carpenter, and stop him making more beds. Because the last thing we need is 5 billion beds. Oh no, they've stopped. Oh no, he hasn't. Okay, stop. No. Cancel both of those. Fantastic. Alright, that's a lot of beds. Once we get those all in place, that should be good. We'll be able to put some more people into actual beds. We should make sure they're all set as bedrooms. It's a bit of a tedious process, but if you don't do it, you will regret it later because you won't be able to actually do anything with them. So we'll drop down here to the bottom layer. Do we have any doors? I don't think we do. Oh, we do apparently have some doors. We should put more doors in these bedrooms, because having doors in your bedroom is always nice, but it looks like we don't have enough. So I guess what we'll do is we'll come back up here to the top. We'll use our second... Oh, come on now. Our second mason's workshop. We aren't even using this one. What happened to making wood stone block? Oh, I must have only said make one stone block. Whoops. In that case, let's make a rock door here. Set that on repeat. We'll set make blocks with B. Set that on repeat. That way we'll actually get more than one block. Which is probably what we want. So once we can do that, that'll be good. I'm not sure how much space blocks take up. I don't know if you can put them in bins or anything. So we'll have to wait and see if it just completely fills up our storage area, or if it just sits on the floor in here. Is it in there? Doesn't look like it is. Oh, that's the wrong building. They just sit in the floor in the mason's workshop? No, it looks like they got them put away. They might be in a bin or something. That's right, you can have bar and block bins. That's probably what it is. But we want to make sure we make some more blocks. We can use those later if we need them. And that will be good. Okay. We should also start making some more tables and chairs, I guess, but there's a ton in here. There's way more than we need right now. The odds of actually having all of those people in that room are pretty slim, so it's pretty solid. What we should really start doing, though, is start making our offices. If we go to our nobles menu, we can see that our bookkeeper here isn't working right now. McLeod isn't actually doing anything. If we take a look at what he needs, I believe that actually removes him immediately. Enter? No. But we can. Settings? We can tell him to be more precise or less precise, and that needs more or less things. Needs more office, takes more time to do. So if we say that as a bookkeeper he has to be working at highest precision all of the time, then it definitely takes a lot more of his effort. So we say high precision, this is the kind of specifics you get. Up to 4 digits of precision, 5 digits he gets a little bit confused. But that's still pretty reasonable. So we need to make him an office in order for this to actually work. That's fine. Can we change the settings on other people? I'm not actually sure. Let me take a look in here. We have 2 chief medical... Oh no, he's taking up 2 jobs. Right. Yes. He needs an office. He requires an office. That's fine. We can make him one. In order to make it be an office, we have to put a bunch of specific things in that room. So, the list is fairly straightforward, but we need a desk and whatnot, as well as a bed. So I guess we'll give him this office here. In order to do that, we'll need to make him those things. We'll need to make him a table, so we'll go up to the top here. In our carpentry room, we will make a table. Where's the tables? Tables are T, I can just hit T. And we'll make him a chair. There we'll do. We'll also make him a bed. That'll be nice. Is there anything else we should make him for his office? We can make some other fancy things to make it a fancier office, but I think this will do for now. I don't think we need anything else. Oh, we need a cabinet, I believe. So we'll have to make him a cabinet. I'm not sure if you need one of those, but I want a cabinet in my office if I was them, so I will give them one. There you go. Have a cabinet. And you know what? You can even have a chest, maybe. It doesn't really matter. We'll just make him all these nice things so we can put them in his office. So once he gets all those things made, we'll be able to fill up an office with them. And what do we have here? Another child has been born. Shortstop, the animal caretaker, has given birth to a girl. Fantastic. We'll have to rename all of these children soon, because I haven't named any of this generation of children yet. So that'll be probably our next set. I was going to wait till the next migrant wave. We almost have an entire migrant wave worth of children here. Now, one thing is, if we do get a big migrant wave coming in, we're still not really equipped to handle them, so I guess this excess of beds will come in useful then. But we should really probably start building up some extra rooms so that if we do get a lot of extra people, we'll be able to handle it. Oh, what do you know? Some migrants have arrived. Talk about timing. Alright, well, let's take a look at our dwarf therapist. We'll read our dwarves, and how many new dwarves... Oh, goodness. Did we just get 30 new dwarves? Oh, my goodness. 23 new dwarves. Well, that's a lot of dwarves. Oh, man. Oh, man. What do we got in here? We have... I'm going to have to take a look at this. That's a lot of new people. We have a tanner, a milker, and a spinner. We have a... Oh, good, another hunter. A couple hunters. That's really nice. 3 new hunters. That'll help provide us with a lot of food and whatnot. We've got some trappers, some animal dissection. Anything interesting in here? Dyeing, wood burning, farming. That's all fine. Lye making, milling, brewing. That's good. Plant processing. Interesting jobs, interesting jobs. There's a whole bunch of people who are spinning and jobs we don't actually have. A couple more fishermen. That'll be handy. Some armorer, blacksmith, and furnace operators. We'll probably put a bunch more people in here and get a real metal industry going soon. But for now, that's fine. A gem cutter. We don't have many of those, actually. We only have 1 other gem cutter. That's surprising. Come back down to the bottom. What else we got? We have a weaver, a bone carver, wax worker, and a glazier. Interesting. Glazier. A pump operator. We might need a pump operator later once we actually start dealing with lava. We've got 2 children in that wave. Any interesting military skills? Any interesting military skills? Well, there's a bunch of general military skills. These people are pretty good with a variety of different things. We have a couple marksmen, which I believe are mostly our hunters. These guys are hunters, aren't they not? Yeah, they are. We have 1 other person, though, who actually has some military skill. They might get added into our archery squad here, Kubuk. I'm not sure if they have any normal labors that we really need to hold on to. Let's check here. They might get added to our military squads, who knows. Social skills, anything interesting? Onul here has a bunch of skills. A whole bunch of them. Which is fine. We just definitely want to keep an eye on them. A whole bunch of social skills at a very, very low level. All level 2s. Interesting. They also have a bunch of military skills, do they not, Onul? No, Onul has no military skills. That's cool. Interesting. I know, they're a child, aren't they? Isn't Onul one of our children here? Nope, they're not. They only have 1 skill, though. They are a bone carver. So they're just like chatting, I guess. Very social people. So we are going to probably rename all these guys at the start of the next episode, rather between this episode and next episode. So then we'll have a whole bunch of new people added in. So if you want to get your name in the game, definitely ask and we can put you in. We go probably up to about 200 dwarves if we last that long. That's when we're going to start running into problems. But for now, we should be okay. And this should make for some interesting stuff. Okay, so let's get back in here. Let's get this moving again. 23 more dwarves, my goodness. Well, that's going to cause us a whole lot of problems if we can't get them doing stuff. But one of the things is we want to keep our idlers numbers low. Since we have a lot of new dwarves coming in, it'll be high momentarily for sure. But we definitely want to keep it as low as possible, because the higher number your idle dwarves are, the less you're actually getting done for the amount of people you have. Having some idlers is fine, because people need to take breaks sometimes. But if you have a lot of them, you're just wasting a lot of labor. And they're consuming food, consuming drink. Do we have more drink being produced? I don't remember. Let's go check quickly in our brewing station, just to make sure that they are actually producing alcohol in there. Are they? Yes, they are. Good. We're probably going to need some more barrels soon, though, so I should go and maybe make some more of those. That would be wise, because I don't see too many of them down here in the unused portion. So we should probably get some more of those making. It looks like the rest of our carpentry things have already been made, since we do have very fast production there. There we go. That'll do. And we can get set up that office in a second, but before we do that... Oh, hang on. Something happened? Yes! Crusader has given birth to a boy! More children! What do you know? What madness. So I guess that new child, hang on, is that new child part of Generation 9 or part of Wave 10? Because, rather 6 rather 7. If we read the dwarves, we get another one in 6 or 7. Ah, they went into Wave 7. Interesting. So this is all children from that pre-Migrant wave, and the new child who was just added in got mixed into there. Somewhere, one of these two, most likely. I think it's, Edith? Aerith? I don't recognize that name. But yeah. Interesting. Okay, so we have another child. Lots of people now. 103 dwarves. And I was just saying, if we get a big wave of dwarves, we're not going to have enough room for them all. I guess we need to go start digging out some more bedrooms, too, don't we? So many things going on, man. I'm getting so confused. So easy to get lost doing all this stuff. Okay. Let us... What was I doing? I'm going to go build this office. In here, we're going to build a table. We'll stick it down on this side of the room, I guess. Right here should be good. Stick down a table. We'll stick down a chair. There we go. It can be right beside. We'll stick down a cabinet, which is N. It's H for container. There we go. We'll build a container up against this wall. A chestnut chest. That'll be good. Can we build a cabinet? Yes, that's F. There we go. We'll stick a cabinet beside it. Willow cabinets. That should be everything he needs. We'll build a bed in there as well, so he has somewhere to sleep. We'll build that up against in that corner there. Just some random placement kind of. I can always move these things if we don't like how they're positioned. And then we can make that his office. Do we have enough doors to put doors on here? That would be good. No, we do not actually have any doors yet. Interesting. They're all just complaining about plump helmet spawn. That's all fine. Lots of complaints about plump helmet spawn, especially because we have more farmers who are all discovering we have no plump helmet spawn. But look at this. Look at all these idle dwarves. That's not so good. 26, 25, 24... Not ideal. We're going to have to give these guys jobs so they can actually do something productive. So we'll have to do that between now and next episode as well, and that will probably take a little while, which is why I'm not going to do it all on camera. But basically the idea is we need to create some jobs for them. So we need to get them doing things that need doing, and that way they'll be actually producing something for our fortress instead of just consuming. So that's good to keep in mind. Keeping a quick eye on here, people, making sure they're all sleeping in the beds. They look like they are, so that should be good. We should drop down now and actually build out some more of our bedrooms here. So we're going to designate a new area up above. I think we'll dig another section straight up from here. That'll be good. I'll quickly do that off camera. We'll come back in and we'll keep moving here on this. Okay, there we go. There's 2 more sections added in. They're a little bit shorter because we actually hit the top of the map up here, which is fine. And that will give us a little bit more room to actually sleep our dwarves in. I should accommodate more or less the entire new group, but we really need to turn these into bedrooms, otherwise people just won't use them. So we'll have to do that in a second too, but we'll probably do that in between episodes because that's pretty tedious, and that's fine for now. So now we should be able to come over here and turn this into a bedroom or an office. Is it the chair? That's a study we make there. Which of these makes an office? Apparently neither of those. Interesting. Well, we'll be able to use the chair to make it a study, and I believe that's what we need. So, set this, expand to that size. There we go. Now we have to assign the chair to our bookkeeper, who is right there. Wrong button there. Assign the chair to our bookkeeper, who is right there. That should make it his office. We'll also make this his bedroom, so we'll make the same size bedroom there. Oops, too big. There we go. We'll assign the bed to our bookkeeper. There you go, chum. Now this is his room, his bed. The dining room is not an important part. We'll leave that in there for him. We don't need to make it a barracks or an army. We'll just leave those things in there to make it look nice. And that should be all we need. We should really put some doors in there once we can get that done. But for now, it'll do. And do we have doors yet? No, we still don't. Okay, if we check this, if we check in our nobles menu, he now has what he requires. It has a white... Oh, come on, text. You're not cooperating with me at all here. Just deleting yourself. Nobles menu. Now you see he has the require is now white instead of red, so he has what he needs and he will actually be able to do his job at last. If we take a look in here, we can see that he is working, has done enough work to attain low precision, and we are updating the stockpile records towards the next precision level. As we get things, he has to constantly update the records to get to high precision. We probably don't need high precision. Medium precision will probably be fine, so let's actually lower it down to that for now. That's fine, and that will get him working for now. Actually, is he already at low precision? He is. Let's get him high. Let's let him do that. That'll keep him busy. Alright, McLeod, you have a lot of work to do. A lot of work to do. We could make a sheriff, a hammerer, or a manager. A manager wouldn't necessarily be a bad idea. We don't really necessarily want a hammerer right now, though, because they're a sort of jailer dwarf. And until we have a mayor, we don't really have to worry about that. We don't have any mandates coming in forcing us to make certain things or out of certain materials, so that's fine for now. So he'll be happy in there. He'll be happier once we can actually give him a door and things in his room. Now we can check, I believe, if we check him specifically, we can check what he thinks of his office. There's a way to check the status of it. Ah, yes. He has a modest office and modest quarters, and what he needs is a meager office, and what of course it needs is a chest and a cabinet, apparently. There we go, we did have those things needed. I was right. Either that or he just has those in addition to his modest quarters. Regardless, he needed the meager office, he has a modest office and modest quarters. So that's good. Apparently he has kills. He killed an elf. What do you know? Okay. Apparently a lot of people here killed elves. I have a feeling that we might have enticed some elf killers after having that last incident with the elves last year. I wonder if we'll ever see the elves again. They might not ever come back. They might come back, but they might not ever come back. So I guess we'll find out as we move forward here. That would be interesting either way. Alright, so that's looking good. Let's go check down in the mines and see how that's coming. We have dug out a fairly large area here, but there's not a lot there. What's this, more quartzite? Yeah, that's just more quartzite. Well, that's disappointing. Not a whole lot here so far. We might find something else as we continue to dig out that layer, but I'm hoping we'll find something interesting there. There is a potential to find some cool minerals in Gabbro layers, but nothing specific has shown up yet, which is unfortunate, but that's fine. Once we get this all mined out, we'll need to designate this whole area to be smoothed, as in other areas. I'm sure he loves having all these people digging in there. If we check out his preferences, is he being bothered by the noise right now? That would be interesting. I'm interested to see what specific things cause noise. Adil Karaskostok has been a static lady. He's had a wonderful drink. He slept in a very good bedroom. He dined in a legendary dining room with a fine drink. Has been satisfied at work. Admired a fine table. Had a truly decadent drink. Admired his own door. He don't have a door anymore. And was caught in the rain. Interesting. So he doesn't talk about the noise at the moment. So it might not actually be a problem. It might not be a problem. Now, we're not going to really run into problems with our nobles until they start electing new rulers. And as the expedition leader is in charge, they basically are pretty chill about everything. It's when they start electing new people who start to use their power, that's when we start to have problems. So if that doesn't happen before too long, we should be okay here. But depending on how long that takes, we might run into problems. We check our food stockpiles. We can actually get exact numbers now, or close to. Things like this we're a little bit vague on because there are so many digits to them. We could go for exact numbers and have exactly what we want to know. But this is now giving us some actually pretty decent information. If we go into our stocks now, we might actually... That's what I was looking for. No wonder I couldn't see these things. The reason we couldn't see all the information in our stocks is specifically because we didn't have our bookkeeper ready. I wondered about that because I was sure we could do it. But that's exactly what we had to do. We had to have access to these things by having our bookkeeper. Now we can see exactly what everyone has, what everything has been made. And that's what I wanted earlier, because this is a very useful thing. This lets us see specifically what we've got at each stage. So if we come and say, do we have body parts lying around? We have a couple body parts. Do we have remains? We have a bunch of different animal remains lying around outside somewhere. When we check if we have any slabs, we have 2 kinds of slab. We can do all kinds of things like that. But specifically, this lets us do a very interesting thing. This large silver dagger, this large copper dagger are on the goblin that we've caught. If we unforbid those things, we can steal them. They will become accessible again. Those things that were previously locked away will become accessible, which is a very interesting thing. We can steal their cloaks and stuff. We can sell these things later. We can make use of them in a variety of different ways. People can wear them. It's a very interesting little trick you can use. Once you have people in cages, you can just take their things. It's evil, yes, very evil, but you can do it. I'm not sure where all of these things are. Some of these things might be lying around from creatures that are dead out in the world. Some of these are, looks like many of those bolts are probably bolts that fell somewhere or missed and didn't break, so you can pick them up again if you unforbid them. For some reason, when you fire a bolt like that, it immediately gets forbidden, but you can unforbid them and then you can use them again. So it's very interesting. Coming into these menus is actually very profitable if you can actually find these things that you can use. Now, I don't think there's anything else in here. Might have weapons somewhere that we'll be able to take advantage of, but I'm not entirely sure. I think that was higher up. There's probably not a lot else that is forbidden. We can unforbid all these things, though, and that will let us reclaim all of those otherwise lost items. Now, we don't need to reclaim things like corpses. It's mostly things with red that have forbidden items in them. But it's a little neat trick you could do once you actually have a bookkeeper. You can take things back from the world that were previously lost. Now, we are going to set up our other Metalsmith's Forge, so we're going to go into the Build menu, into Workshops, into our Metalsmith's Forge, which is there with F. Metalsmith's Forge, lovely. We do have another iron anvil now, so we can set one up. We'll stick it down there. Iron anvil, go. We'll make it out of quartzite blocks just for fun, or chert blocks maybe? Chert blocks. There we go. Enjoy, gentlemen. That should give us a doubly quick production of metals. Also, since we have made our iron anvil, we know we're done here in the Metalsmith's Forge, so we're going to come back in here to armor, and we're going to start making something else out of iron. This time, we've made our mail shirt, so we're going to move down to the next item on the list, some helms. We have to make 20 helms now. So, time to make some helms. That will put us up to 10. There we go, and once we get our second forge up and running, we'll be able to double that to 20, and we'll be able to do them in groups like that and be much quicker about it. So that will be lovely. It'll take them a little bit of time to actually get that building set up, but once they do, we will be in full swing, and that would be good. So we have a couple little things to do here before the next time. We have to rename all of our people. We have to fix our bedrooms downstairs into being actual bedrooms. And we have to give people new jobs so they're actually being productive, because we have a lot of idlers a lot of the time here. Now we're down to a pretty decent number. We only have 3 right now, which is quite reasonable. But when we're up to 25, that's a quarter of our workforce. That's not so hot. Someone just gave birth? Yes, Lost Toast has given birth to a boy. More dwarves. We're getting a lot of people in here. Alright, well, hopefully we can handle all of this. It'd be unfortunate if we couldn't, but it looks like we're doing fine for now. So, what we're going to do next is, we're going to check downstairs again, if they're still mining out down there. It looks like they are not. Oh, they're doing a little bit of work down there. Nothing too drastic, though, at the moment, which is fine. Check back upstairs, and that should be good. Whew, boy, a lot of stuff going on here, so I'm a little bit flustered. I also wanted to check why we're not making our doors. Is it because we're only doing one of these jobs? Is the person here only making the blocks? Looks like it. Ah, yes, I was right. All of these blocks take up an individual slot. I think we're going to stop making blocks. Because that's a little bit of a pain. Let's stop doing that for now. Those are useful. We have plenty for the things that we need in our inside, and that will do. We'll make some doors. We'll be able to put them in. We have enough beds now. We could probably stop making new beds. Did I put this directly beside that one? Oh, I did. I put it in the wrong place. It's over by 1 block. Dang nabbit. Ah well, that's fine there. Alright, we're going to add some new tasks to them. We're going to make them make some armor as well. Iron armor as well. You are going to make some helms as well. There we go. That should double us up to 20 helms total, and that will be good. Okay. Ooh, what a mess. We really also need to make some more bins. So I'm going to come in here to our workshop, and we're going to make some more bins, which I believe is N. There we go. Repeat making some bins, and I think we'll cancel making some barrels soon. We have a pretty decent number again. I'll leave it go for a little bit longer. It's always good to have some spare barrels. And okay. What a mess. Our stockpile is rapidly filling up. This is an easy room to expand, though. Just stick some more spots in, add some more stockpile area, and they will do just fine. But it's never good to overdo it. What is that? There was a thing in there. What was that? It was this curly bracket. Some kind of vermin, I'm guessing. Weird. Alright, well, our walls are coming along quite nicely too, actually. That looks really good. They're already making almost the whole way around the circle. Once they do that, we'll be able to set up the external area on up here, and that will set us for victory. Looking pretty solid. Alright, well, things are coming along where it's a little bit of a bumpy process. I do apologize. Sometimes I get a little bit overwhelmed with all the different things that are happening, but hopefully we're able to still make some progress here and get our dwarves up and going. So, we got a lot of little things going on here. We accepted some new dwarves, expanded our sleeping areas. Oops. We started mining out down below to find valuable resources, if we ever do. That would be nice. And, oop, an animal has grown to become a stray alpaca. I guess someone brought a llama with them. And the elven caravan from Lorelith has arrived. Liraleoath. That's a name and a half. Alright, well they've arrived, so that's good. I was wondering if they'd ever come back, and it looks like they did. Let's see, are they going to attack the Coatis? No, they're going to let the Coatis go. Interesting. There's some Coati people coming through here as well. And now the Coati are coming back. Are they going to steal from them? That would be hilarious if they did. That doesn't look like it, though. Alright, well, that's cool. Alright, the elven people actually did come back. So we're probably going to end this episode at that point with our elven people coming back in. If we can continue on next time, which we undoubtedly will be able to, we'll be able to amass some lovely new things. Do they not have a caravan, though? They don't actually have any caravans. They just have the yaks. Interesting. Well, cool. Let us pause this here for now as it goes. Thank you for watching, everyone. This has been Vanguard of Valor, doing some more Dwarf Fortress action here for you. Sorry if it hasn't been the most thrilling adventure, but we do need to get these things done over time. Whew. So, if you did like the episode, don't forget to leave a like on the episode. It would be greatly appreciated. Thank you again very much for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.